you could email me at my website, go to www.astraldynamics.com, one word, lowercase.
Okay, we've got a link on our site, artbell.com.
Yes, and go to my site and email myself or my webmaster, and he'll forward it to me. I can put you in touch with somebody in the States who's very, very good at breaking that kind of an attack. I've worked with this lady for some years now. She's excellent.
Robert, I was honored to have interviewed many times a man named Father Malachi Martin, who was very close to the Vatican, very high up in the Vatican, and he was an exorcist. He has now passed away. However, during the time that we interviewed, that we spoke, he spoke many times of the, in his opinion, increasing amount of evil and here on Earth. And he was suggesting that, he was not suggesting, but saying that in his view, for example, in the area in which he practiced in New York, evil had risen about 800% during the time that he's been watching it and participating in trying to rid people of it. Would you concur with that?
Definitely. I know the man. I don't know him personally. I know his work. He's a great man. Okay.
Yes.
But yes, I agree with him.
So then you're seeing more and more then of these of possessions of evil, of the presence of evil or of negative forces. Yes,
negative forces at work. You get the psychic attacks, the influences that people don't recognise the source of, the you could say evil behaviour that causes, and the psychic and demonic attacks. I mean, I started getting involved with this accidentally. I was in a small town of like 12,000 people, and I had 7 families approach me, and I'm not that sociable a person. I didn't advertise. Just through word of mouth, 7 family with serious entity problems, including demonic possessions and poltergeists and that. That's just in a small town.
Wow.
I mean, this really is quite widespread, and it is growing.
All right.
There is a lot you can do about it.
Obviously. West of the Rockies, you're on the air with Robert Bruce in Australia. Hello.
Hi, Art, Robert. This is Joe from Seattle.
Yes, sir.
Excellent show tonight. Robert, your description of the noise and vibration associated with the beginning of an OBE really struck me. When I was 16, I went through a period of pretty serious mental disturbance, I guess like a lot of 16-year-olds, but I would have these attacks before I would drift off to sleep, and they scared the bejesus out of me. I would have this buzzing in my head, almost like it felt like a rolling vibration.
You become paralyzed?
It felt like a vibration, but it felt like it was rolling inside of my head. And it felt like I was starting to come away from myself, but I would always get very scared and try to wake myself up. Mm-hmm. But it felt like I was wondering if when you're having an OBE, if you feel like it comes from a specific region in your brain, like the top of your head, or if it's in the front, or...
That varies. It depends upon which is your most active energy center part of your body. With some people it's in the head. With some people it's more often in the heart area. But what you're describing there tells me that you have a natural OBE ability. And I deal with cases like this every day. I do a lot of consulting on the net with problems like this. You don't really have a problem. Possibly the OBEs you were having were contributing to your mental disturbance at the time by worrying you. And also there's a lot of stuff going on in your body at that age, especially if you're having spontaneous type out-of-body experiences or near experiences. Has it all settled down now?
He's gone now, but he also might be said to have an opportunity, since he's getting this all the time. He could go and explore it, couldn't he?
Yes, that is one of the best ways of stopping problems like that. I have a lot of people come to me who can't stay in their bodies. They keep popping out of their body, and it terrifies them.
That would be...
And, learning how to wake and juice them normally solves the problem.
It would be absolutely disconcerting to keep leaving without trying. First time caller line, you're on the air with Robert Bruce in Australia. Hi.
Hello, Robert and Art. This is Mike from Esmont, Virginia, listening to you on WLNI, The Line, out of Lynchburg.
Yes, sir.
I've seen the grid. It was in a wake state with a big headache. It was a white grid, a very pure white with some of the rectangles in it filled in. I met an interdimensional being. It was pure white. It was coming from sleep into wakefulness. I had just enough time that I seemed to wake up so fast. It seemed to have kissed me in my sleep and woken me up. And it was there with its eyes closed. It was a monkey head. It was pure white. But it did not have the big hump on the back like a gorilla. It was like gorilla face. And I saw it long enough, either with my astral body or with my own eyes, I remember exactly. I saw it long enough to be able to realize it had no teeth. It had like a wrinkled mouth. But it had definitely 8 eyes, and it opened up its eyes real fast and was startled, and it flew out. And as I gained full wakefulness, it was right into the sunbeam shining on my head. And one time when I left body, which has all but happened to me fairly recently, I saw a fabric, like you were kind of talking about, of indescribable colors, and I had the feeling of indescribable joy, and the fabric was weaving itself at the same time. It was the most frightening one, because I also saw my arm disattached in a gray cloud, and then I couldn't breathe, and then I woke back up. And it seems like when the body is leaving, the astral body is leaving, the regular body, there's like a balloon feeling like you're pulling on a rubber kind of thing. And that's what I've seen so far. And I used to have those paralyzing things, and I found that was my gateway into leaving my body, although I couldn't see myself leaving my body at first, was those horrible dreams, and I fought them instead and decided to hunt what was doing it to me, and that seemed to take away all the fear. Do you know what that creature was?
Yes, first off, I'd say the beam of sunlight you said was striking your face is what woke you up, brought you back.
Right.
It's very possible that was affecting your... you were obviously looking at an astral plane surface skin, but the sunlight on your eyes may have actually made it look white. It may have interfered with the colours and the colour of the being you saw.
Well, that being you saw... pure white ape face.
Well, that being you saw, the little ape face things...
It was big, as big as my head.
Yes, they are normally a type of low astral wildlife. They look like monkeys, and they're quite common. The old spiritualists used to call them elementals.
Elementals.
Not a very accurate description.
Why would it have been startled?
It would have been startled because you saw it, and it recognized that you saw it.
Yeah, that's exactly the feeling I got.
Caller, you've got to be careful. We've got a connection, a long-distance connection here, as you can tell, so you're going to talk over each other if you're not careful. So
I'm sorry.
You startled it.
Yeah.
All right, Robert, so obviously then, when you're in the same state, when you're in the same realm, these creatures or these entities, even the elemental ones, they understand very well that you can see them.
Yes, keep in mind, elemental is a very inapt, it's not a very appropriate term for them. Elemental is quite a different thing. But these little beings, they're like a low astral wildlife. They appear a lot with new projectors, whether you're having spontaneous out-of-body experiences or wake-induced ones. And a lot of projectors, they appear around their beds and try to scare them just by their presence. It's almost as if they are attracted to people who are having OBEs, and their job is to scare them back into their bodies, but they are totally harmless.
Well, it certainly would work for me, scaring me, that is. On the international line, you're on the air with Robert Bruce in Australia. Where are you, please?
I'm in Sydney.
You're in Sydney, Australia also?
Yeah.
All right, proceed, sir.
Excuse me?
It sounds like you're in downtown Sydney in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, firstly, I'd just like to say X23 owns you. And number 2, hack the planet. Thanks, that's my message for tonight.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Do you, Robert?
No idea.
Okay. Wildcard line, you're on the air with Robert Bruce in Australia. Hello.
Hi, good morning. Oh, Robert, Art was mentioning Malachi Martin, who was an exorcist for the Catholic Church, and as a matter of fact, AP had a story a couple of days ago that the Pope himself has done 3 exorcisms in his tenure in office. I have 2 questions. One is, how do you view the Christian tradition of exorcism? And my second question is, that lady that called from Tennessee, could you give us more, I would imagine, tips on how we can individually, let's say that we've had this experience and there is some attachment. What